Welcome to episode 5 of the Frugal Film Project 21, the year-long collab where about 50 cheap photographers like myself shoot a roll of cheap film through a cheap camera every month and then share our results on the Frugal Film Project 21 Facebook page. And again for the month of May, I shot a roll of Fomapan 400 through my Holga. I went to 2 towns to shoot this roll, the city of Delaware, about a half hour from where I live, and the city of Springfield, about an hour away. Unlike the first 4 months for this roll, I used D96 to develop instead of HC110. I'm going to share the whole roll with you now, and after the images, I'm going to tell you an idea I have about using these images and how it relates to a couple of awesome things I got in the mail recently. So I've really enjoyed shooting my Holga the last 5 months, and I like a lot of the images I've gotten with it. So I was kicking around the idea of maybe making a zine with these Holga images. After I shoot June's roll, I'll have 72 Holga images, which is not a huge amount to choose from, but for my first zine, I actually think maybe that's a good thing. Having 72 images to sort through is a lot less intimidating or more manageable than sorting through hundreds and hundreds of images. Now, speaking of zines, I wanted to share with you what I got in the mail here recently, and that is not 1, but 2 awesome zines. The first one is from Regalado Santos, who is pretty_nifty on Instagram, and pretty nifty is an understatement. His images are actually pretty great. So Reggie sent me his latest zine, which is appropriately titled Rust Buckets. It's a whole zine devoted to vintage cars and trucks in various states of decay. The textures are really something to see. The rust, the peeling paint, very gritty. Now underneath each image, he lists the film stock that was used. Portra 400, Fuji Pro 400H, Ektar, Superior, Provia, Ektachrome, Portra 800, Sinisto 800T. Huge variety of film stock shot with this Hasselblad 300C, Voigtlander Bessa R, and Fuji GS 645S. It's 8 inches by 8 inches, 36 pages, perfect bound, and it's available through MadCloud on Reggie's Instagram. There's also a link in the description down below. Alright, our second zine comes from a familiar face, Mr. Mark O'Brien, who is MFO Photos on Instagram. I reviewed Mark's last zine, Monochrome Mania number 3, The Magic and Allure of Toy Cameras, a while back, and he graciously sent me his newest volume in his Monochrome Mania series, which is A Cold Reckoning, The Nature of Winter. And it's a chronicle of the winters he spent up in Michigan. Beautiful black and white images, trees, ponds, snow, ice. There's poetry, there's thoughtful quotes from other artists. But two things really stand out for me. Number one, the abstract ice forms that look like what you'd see under a microscope. And number two, a whole page he calls Winter Techniques, which is full of tips on how to get the most out of shooting in winter. The zine is available on Mark's blog, and again, I've got a link in the description as well. And one of these days, you might just see a link to one of my zines. We'll see. That'll do it for this video, so until next time, do some good, have some fun, and shoot some film.